Hey buddy, it's Invictus. Time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I know I did. It's been busy. Lots of games, lots of just good times with friends, and playing Baldur's Gate 3 and Remnant 2. Remnant 2 is great, by the way. Baldur's Gate, I'm not sure. We'll talk about that in a moment. Of course, those of you who saw that short as well know what I'm talking about. Here's your meme of the day, sent in by Basic Cap 9052. I say meme, but like, actual amazing artwork of the day. This is absolutely amazing, like one of the best, most impressive, most metal drawings I have ever seen anyone submit for the meme slash artwork of the day. Title of the thread was Blood, Tears, Metal, and then they also put, "Hi Invicta, my name is Hunter. I'm a longtime fan of the show, and I've been lurking for 4 years. I thought I'd come out of hiding to show my love and appreciation for the work you put in. This traditional piece took some elbow grease, but I am happy with the results. Rock on." Absolutely incredible. I mean, Hunter, if you want to send this to me, I will frame it and display it proudly in the office, because that is awesome. I love the little sissy as well. Particularly, I love the little eyeball there. That's a little bit of a callback to what I used to do when I was doing the thumbnails so long ago, before I got some artists to do mine, of course. Thank you very much, Hunter. Seed day is going to be 361 Bravo, Alpha Whiskey Juliet Zulu. We've got great tiers. What in the... Oh, it's... I was going to say, we got great tiers, but then they started to return back to me. Like, we had My Reflection. That's because it was My Reflection, because we have Fruitcake. But no, I mean, like, one more time, like, seriously, go check out the full resolution of that artwork, because it is absolutely incredible. What just hit? Oh, it must have been an Ipecac shot. Fruitcake, everybody. Fruitcake. So we're already down to 1 HP, so we've also got the Soul of Cain, which is good. But Fruitcake, of course, is going to basically fire random tiers until we either die or until we re-roll. It's very, very dangerous item. I don't like it because obviously you've got the Fire Mine shots, you've got the Ipecac shots, you've got the Strange Attractor shots. I mean, they're like pick your poison. I'm going to use the Soul of Cain now, and it is going to give us a double bedroom, which is also going to be 6 soul hearts for us. So, wow. That was pretty amazing there. And we also get a free Bloody Gust as well. Holy smokes. I like what I'm seeing here. All right. Okay. I see you. I see you, game. You're trying to start us off on the right foot after starting us off on 2 left feet. Thank you. But yeah, Fruitcake is not an item that I enjoy. For obvious reasons. I mean, unpredictability and yada, 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 that sort of thing. So you do have to be very cautious with it. But, you know, if you don't have any other, like, if you have just basically no framework for any tier effects whatsoever, Fruitcake is going to get you to where you want to be. You know, if you just have literally nothing else, is Fruitcake better than nothing? I guess. In a weird way, I guess. You saw us have the Eye of Greed shot there. So, you know, it can help you. I will say that. It can help you. If you have enough HP, enough disposable HP, anyway, where you're not in lethal range by way of either Fire Mine or by way of Ipecac, then you know what? You probably really enjoy Fruitcake. And we are currently there, not because of anything else other than the fact that we used the Soul of Cain and got a double bedroom, which is not something you see at all, really, let alone in a red room. Go back here and go take a look at, or at least try to find our item room, which is undoubtedly going to be joined by the big room. Yep. So you cannot be. I want to reiterate this. You can absolutely not be point blank with anything when it comes to Fruitcake. You just don't do it. Don't do it. So you may have noticed there that I also use the notched axe here to get into and out of the secret room, and we're also going to be able to go into this little area here. Very cool. So we're gonna get some free bombs out of this. So yeah, you know, overall we could have a much worse start. We just got to be cautious with our HP when it comes to Fruitcake, and you know, and just play it cool. You know, Deadeye is gonna be fantastic for us, as that is going to allow us to have at least a little bit of a stacking damage buff. Unfortunately, we cannot kill the keeper, so that would be cool. Looking for the super secret room right now. Which is not there, of course. So what kind of idiot would think it was there? I mean, did you know that Deadeye actually synergizes with Notched Axe? Because I sure didn't until just now. That's new. Be careful, of course, of Blighted Ovum, little Blighted Ovum anyway. Wow, okay. That is a very surprising, I don't even know if we can call that a synergy, but I guess it's a synergy. Notched Axe, everybody. All right, so you see right there that the cooldown, or I guess the durability, if you want to call it that, of Notched Axe, it does reset whenever you go to a new floor, which is nice. And again, allowing us to not have to worry about having bombs is really nice, especially when we have stuff like this Tinted Rock right here. Knockout shot just completely yeets that that leaper there. Wow, lots of money out of that golden chest. Whoa, okay, let's calm it down the hair shot speed a little bit. I don't know what that was. God flesh tier there. I mean, yeah, you just saw right there one of the explosive shots. You got to be careful, man. I'm telling you, it's a dangerous world out there, and word. I don't know why I use the bomb when we have Notched Axe. We get Technology 1, and Tech 1, of course, is fantastic because it allows us to basically cancel out a lot of those really scary tier effects. Not all of them, of course. It is not guaranteed to keep you safe, but it's just safer with Fruitcake. So, of course, I am a big Tech 1 fan, especially when we end up getting a lot of tiers. Tiers rate. Yep. There we go. We're looking real solid here. I mean, oh man, we get PH Dizzle too. Maybe we can get a tiers upgrade. Balls of Steel gonna give us a lot of HP. Probably should have bought this first more than anything, but here we are. I'm not gonna bomb the donation machine. So you just saw that right there. We still get the Ipecac shot. It's still something that we have to be kind of like aware of, but again, the more annoyance / danger factor of Fruitcake is greatly diminished when we've got Tech 1 now. So all we really need now is just a good tiers up. Yeah, we also do a little Tech X type shot here anytime we swing the Notched Axe. Looking for 1 cent, but Dim Bulb is not going to do anything. Need 1 cent, game. 1 cent's all we need. There we go. The reason why I want 1 cent here is because we want to go grab this. It's going to be Ace of Clubs. Ace of Clubs is actually kind of useless because we've got Notched Axe. I mean, yeah, sure, we can get rid of like a whole bunch of enemies in one room, but... And with our HP being primarily soul hearts here, going to the devil deal is not necessarily going to be like the surefire thing. I'm gonna go in there anyway, and yeah, compare. We could take a quarter, but I mean for three soul hearts, we'll take a little Steven though. So man, what a great start. As we move on to last week's question of the episode, which was on the Isaac-Heimer run, which I got to say was I cannot take credit for the thumbnail. I only did color correction on it. I didn't come up with the idea of the Oppenheimer thumbnail at all. That was all Alex, and bravo to him. Obviously, that thumbnail was extremely popular, and the video did very, very well in terms of engagement. But talking about last week's question of the episode. It was, do you play along with the seeds in these videos, or if you do you play at your own pace? Do you play at my pace? Do you play it when do you watch the videos first, or do you play after the videos? And we had a lot of responses. I mean, a lot of responses come out for that question of the episode. The first one, the most upvoted by far and away, was from Santino. I'm gonna say Santino Giordano. I'm just gonna say it's Santino. They said, I've only ever played one of your seeds, but I always like hearing you read them out. The smiley face. Thank you very much, Santino. Yeah, I mean, people often wonder how and why I got to the point where I read out the phonetical alphabet with the seeds, and that is basically, that comes from my old job. It's force of habit. A long time ago, when I was a tech, an IT tech, I used to have to deal with phone calls and stuff, and whenever people couldn't understand me, Or if I couldn't understand them, I would read stuff in the phonetical alphabet to help things out, especially when you're dealing with like elderly customers, you know, they don't hear too well, or just people with bad connections. So it's just it's something that I got in the habit of a long time ago, and I just never dropped it, and it just made sense to me whenever we have Isaac, because not only does it keep me it keeps me practicing the phonetic alphabet, but it also helps out people who may not know it, you know. The second most upvoted comment was from Adopted6663, who said, "I typically don't because I don't have as many items unlocked as you do." And that is something that's fair as well. People who have actually played along with the seeds, I get messages and emails and questions all the time. People are like, "How come I don't have this? How come you have this and I don't?" Or, you know, "How come this seed is different than what I see?" And you know, some people think that like there's something insidious going on, when in reality it's just because you don't have things unlocked as the same way that I do. Some people claim that they have the same unlocks on their save file, and it still doesn't show the same stuff. It's sometimes just completely randomized. For the majority, if you're playing along with the seeds on any given Isaac run, it's mostly because you're playing the same levels and the same enemies and mostly same bosses. Not all the same bosses, because obviously some of them are hidden by unlocks. But yes, a lot of it is hinged upon whether or not you have the same amount of unlocks that someone else does. I am willing to go into the I'll go into the curse room here. I do have a moon card, so I don't mind doing this. See Bloody Gust giving ourselves a nice little tears upgrade and movement speed upgrade. Now, the only downside about having Tech 1 here, oh baby, is the fact that, of course, we lose the Deadeye effect, which does kind of suck, but to me, it's a small price to pay for not having to worry about Fruitcake kind of like screwing us over anymore. It still can screw us over, but not nearly as bad. Of course, Twisted Pair is just going to be adding on more and more DPS. I do not care about Scapegoat, but I will look for more money, which we did not get to. And finally, the third most upvoted comment was from Flashback007, who said, I play the fun and challenging seeds at my own pace because that's what gets me the most pleasure. And hey, you know what? I'm all for that. I'm glad that people still are out there. I was genuinely curious whether or not people still played along with the seeds. I'm glad that there are still some people who do. So we get a nice tears up there from PH Dizzle. Petrified Poop is good early on, but we are about to transition into the mid-game stages here, where Petrified Poop is going to take a pretty big backseat to Counterfeit Penny, just because this is going to give us a lot more money, a lot more options as we go into our mid to late game shops here. Okay. Fistula, of course, us having the piercing shots is going to be huge for us because we don't have to worry about dealing with most exploding mobs, and you know, I mean, they're still going to be running at us, obviously, but yeah. The Rotten Tomato effect there for a second on that grub. All around, just a fun time. Gotta love Tech 1, man. There's just nothing. Tech 1 is easily one of my favorite items in the game. Had a lot of new signups on the Patreon as well. Thank you all very much. We had some new $1 patrons. People were wondering how can they get into the Discord, and the most common way, of course, is by way of Twitch TV subscriptions or paid YouTube memberships here. Not subscribers, but actual like paid YouTube memberships. That's the most common way. However, if you want a super cheap way to do it and also still support me the greatest way that you can, it's going to be through Patreon. You can sign up for $1, literally $1, and as long as your Patreon account is linked to your Google account, your Discord account, it should anyway sync up, and then you'll be able to be gained access, plus get a special role in the Mosh Pit Discord once you agree to the rules of the server. It's like you just click like you click one of the emotes that's been assigned to the rules channel, and that's all you got to do. Great block there by Sack Dagger. I wasn't even paying attention to that. You're talking about Patreon. And the Patreon, Patreon is it's a small community that we have of the mosh pits, a small branch of the mosh pit. Oh my goodness, the wafer. But it is an essential part of the mosh pit too, because not only does it allow me to sort of give more personalized like thank yous and merchandise and that sort of stuff, which I can control, but also it is the biggest way to support the band. I've also totally been forgetting to use the Mom's bottle of pills. I'm used to not having it and not taking it. But yeah, so if you want to support my music and you want to support the band as well, that is the best way to do it. Is through Patreon. And people ask me like, what's the best way to financially support you if you do decide to give a little bit of money? Like, where does your dollar go the furthest? It's on Patreon. Other than direct donations to my PayPal, it's directly through Patreon. They take the lowest premium out of it, and you get the most for your buck. So BFF would be good if we can actually get enough money to do so. Obviously, that would make Twisted Pair fire or deal more damage. Did use that gulp pill, so we were able to swallow the counterfeit penny, which is good. We need 4 more cents for us to get BFFs. And of course, you also, if at those of you who decide to go above and beyond, there's the $25 tier, which has the exclusive Patreons Invicta keychains, only available through Patreon. I only made them available once on non-Patreon, and that was a one-time thing for the return of the monthly Mosh Pit giveaway we do on Twitch. And then after that, everything else is on Patreon, including the golden versions of the keychains as well. So we've given out 3 of them so far. I really don't want to bomb the donation machine for BFFs. I'm hoping that we just get the money. I need 3 more cents. Come on, surely we can do that. Let's also stop taking damage here against Brownie. See how fast Bloody Gust ramps up. You get another Tears Up, which is great. High Tears rate plus Tech 1 equals a Happy Invicta. Getting that movement speed also is not too shabby as well. We're going to have to end up doing the challenge room. Not dealing with this bull crap again. And we got everything but a coin. All right. We counted for penny procs on that, and it did. So we will be able to get BFFs. And having a gulp pill is pretty nice. Having it in the pool of pills that we get from PhD. It basically just makes any trinket that we find permanent. So I'm down for that. Especially if we find something like, say, I don't know, maybe a Sigil Baphomet. The rock in my way there. Sigil Baphomet will be great. Obviously, Curved Horn and the Cancer Trinket of course, we never see those anymore. So don't hold your freaking breath. Secret Room might be here. Nope. I'm done going through that room. I'm over it. We still got Boss Rush to go. I mean, we've got plenty of time to make Boss Rush, so let's go ahead and get her done. It's been really cool and fascinating being able to share stuff with the Mosh Pit. Everyone now knows that I was out of town last week. Well, I guess technically 2 weeks ago now. And I ended up meeting a member of the Mosh Pit who actually, through me talking about my interest in coins and bullion and stuff, he reached out and coincidentally just so happened to have a shop in Chicago. So I went to go visit his shop, and technically his family shop. And that was really cool. It's always cool to meet members of the Mosh Pit, and especially like how rare is it that I ever like go out and do stuff, because obviously like I'm working all the time. But it really kind of that and meeting people at the National that recognize me. It really sort of, I don't know, like it piqued my interest in a good way of wanting to go out and travel a little bit more, interact with the community because I feel like that I haven't. I mean, there's a great many majority of you that I've never ever met. Because obviously the only conventions that I used to do was when I used to do stuff for Blizzard and do BlizzCon and stuff. So that was just, I don't know, it was a really neat experience to be able to say like, hey, like you meet someone who's like a fan, like like he supports me and watches all the stuff every single day with his wife and everything. Like it was a really cool, sort of like an affirming experience, like saying like, hey, you know what, this job is really not bad. And I've never ever said that this job was bad. It's just after a while you can get a little jaded, call it creator burnout, call it whatever you want. But I think that I think that doing that kind of thing more often would be really cool, and would be something that I am interested in doing. Maybe not this year, but definitely next year. I'm going to start looking at trying to travel a little bit more, getting out there and meeting the mosh pit. I think that'd be fun. Right there's a perfect, absolutely picturesque, perfect example of why you need to control your outgoing damage. As those bomb flies, man, they'll float in mysterious ways right towards you, and if you're just out there firing willy-nilly, even if you have the wafer, don't have unlimited HP, so continue to take little chip damage here and there because yeah, still just trying to find our tinted skull. We're starting to run out of time here. Now there is no excuse for us not to get boss rush here, unless under the most extreme circumstances where we literally can't find the Fool card. And who wants to bet that it's in the final place that we're looking? Who wants to bet that it is in the tiny little room right there? Cammy Conception is something that I would like to get, but right now I'm more focused on getting boss rush. Enough time, so no need to rush, but need to kind of rush. Yeah. How does he do it? How does he do it? Is quite remarkable, ladies and gentlemen. It is quite remarkable. I mean, like it's when stuff like that happens, it's just like, yeah, like of course it's going to be in the last spot that we looked. Like you literally could not script anything better in this game than the total like Occam's razor scenario of like every possible worst thing that could possibly happen in the game, like the worst RNG, the worst map, the worst like location of XX or whatever. Yeah, it's like, yeah, of course. Like and you think that I'm like salty about it or mad, but like it's seriously not even surprising. Like if you watch my channel long enough, you know how commonplace this kind of stuff is. Like seriously. And boy howdy, what a boss rush. At least we're able to get out of there. We did not get a double deal, so we're gonna miss out on Cammy Conception, which is honestly probably better. It's probably for the best because like I don't really want to give up 3 soul hearts, even though we have the wafer. It's still kind of like like our tears rate is fine whenever it ramps up with Bloody Gust, but like seriously though, like our damage is kinda doo-doo. Kinda doo-doo. That was a lot of donations. Sure. Or maybe our DPS is going up, but our damage, our actual like damage per shot is not. In fact, we have not gotten a damage upgrade at all in this run. And no, Deadeye doesn't count because first off, Deadeye is gone with Tech 1. And secondly, it's not a damage up. It gives you damage whenever it does apply, but it's not right now. $75% deal with the devil is on lock. Oh, the knockout drops shot there. Everyone loved the Oppenheimer thumb. The original thumb was green, Alex made it green, and that was as a reference to the Ipecac like synergy that we got towards the end of the video. But I chose to do a color correction on it and made it match the Oppenheimer like theatrical trailer or theatrical poster. But it was Alex's idea to do the Oppenheimer poster, which I had never actually seen before until he showed it to me. And I thought, I was like, yep, that's it. That is it. Now, some people were saying that, like, you know, why show Oppenheimer if you didn't take Dr. Fetus? But, you know, it was very clear later on the reason why for that was because, well, first off, Dr. Fetus is trash. And secondly, there's no reason for it because obviously we got something even better than Dr. Fetus. And that synergy still lingers with me, man. Like, that synergy was one of the most impressive, incredible, unkillable synergies I've ever seen in the game. The pyro and the point blank Ipecac shots coming out from varicose veins, like, I would have never ever thought of that synergy ever. So to see something like that on display and to have so many people be like, this is incredible. And on top of that, to have like a really truly amazing thumbnail for that episode was quite special, and I think that's the reason why that video was so popular and is still very popular. I think it's now approaching, like, it's over like 50 some odd thousand views already, and here we are just a week removed. So can always count on the mosh pit, man. Like, that's we enjoy a level of support from a, you know, not a huge community, but a decently sized community here. More so than most other YouTube channels get to enjoy. So, and you know, all that goes back to interacting with everyone as well. You know, I can't be giving no giveaway out and, you know, in freaking middle of New York City and starting a riot or anything like that. Like, you know, I'm not that level, but I would never ever honestly want to be that level. But you know, it's because like when you get to a certain point, you really cannot interact with your community as much, you know, and I think that's something that bigger creators probably do wish they had, maybe, but for the most part, like, they don't care. Like, I feel like they don't care anyway. Even the super huge, mega, super popular ones, like after a certain point, like you can't care. I'm gonna take the HP upgrade here. We're undoubtedly going to get a double deal here, right? 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 $75%, right? Yep. Good old, that's some Baldur's Gate 3 odds right there. So I recently, well, it's not recent anymore, but I put out my first ever YouTube short. I know, that's right. We're making our way to the 21st century here in the mosh pit. Thank you, Ipecac. And hey, we got a Tears Up. And it was a direct upload from a Twitch clip of mine that I made myself, by the way. Dead ends everywhere. And people were kind of wondering, like, what is the point of this? What is this? I recently was given a key by the studio for Baldur's Gate 3. It was a pre-release version that they gave right before the game released, for people who weren't, like, sponsored by them. So it wasn't a sponsored thing. It was just like kind of like a, hey, I want to play the game thing. Well, here's a key sort of thing. I got it through the network. Anyway. And in that particular clip, it's the literal first combat role that you could possibly have in the game. And it's during the tutorial, and I've never played a Baldur's Gate game ever, okay? So, like, all of this is new to me. And I was not expecting XCOM levels of RNG. And sure enough, your boy Sinvicta, 95% chance to pass a hit roll on the very, very first combat situation. What does he do? He rolls a 1 and immediately fails. So, by the way, I took the nail there just so we can get the Leviathan transformation. I think that Mom's Bottle of Pills is still technically better, especially with us having a Tears Up and Balls of Steel in the... right there. Well, actually, no, I don't. We're capped on Tears, so maybe not. Anyway. So, yeah, so your boy fails a 95% chance roll, and immediately people were actually asking me, did I really switch to Remnant 2? Yeah, I did. Because I took it as a sign that this is not a game for me. And after replaying Baldur's Gate, I still kind of hold that opinion. I don't think it's the game for me. Like, you all know me. Like I don't really care to read a game. I don't care to be told lore and that sort of thing. Like, I want to get in, start playing. I want to farm loot, make money, all that stuff. Like those are the type of games that I like. If there's a quest text, I'm gonna be skipping it. And obviously, with a very narrative-driven game like Baldur's Gate, you can't do that. Which is, it's not that I don't appreciate good storytelling. It's not that I don't appreciate good voice acting, because of course I want to be a voice actor. It's just that whenever I play a game, I want to play a game. I don't, like, immersion in that stuff is great and all, depending on, like, the type of genre that it's in. But the last thing that I really care about is the story of NPC number 4,372 telling me how, oh, we're being invaded by goblins, and like I just want to kill the goblins, get the loot, and that's it. And that might be kind of that might be a little bit of a naive way to think about games or whatever, but honestly, like, that's just the type of gamer that I am, And Baldur's Gate 3 also is very slow. I mean, very, very slow. And it's the same reason why I didn't really latch on to Divinity or Divinity 2. It's just because I'm like, man, I wish that it was more action oriented, like a Diablo or Path of Exile thing, like an action RPG. Like, I just wish it was an action RPG. And, point and click adventure games was never something that I was a big fan of. Even as a kid, I was like, yeah, this is so boring. I don't care what's going on. Figuring out puzzles and that sort of stuff is like, it's kind of whatever. Like, I'm not smart enough to figure out puzzles, so I've never really truly cared for them. But I understand that there's a place for it, And my place is not playing those games. I think that I'm not wired correctly to understand those. Like, I just want video games to be just me and a controller or a keyboard and a mouse and just kicking butt, taking names, making money, that sort of stuff. Again, but it kind of, for me, it hinges on the genre too, though, because like I also like games like EVE Online, which undoubtedly some people will say like, well, how can you say that, but you like a game like EVE Online, which is just, some people try to equate like it's spreadsheets in space, which it kind of is in a way. It just depends on what you're doing in the game. You can totally play EVE Online like an action space sim, which is how I do. Like, I love going out there and PvE, killing, doing security missions and just making money. And even mining is fun. But like there's a good balance of that, of exploration, of wonder, excitement. Like, I love space sims. Like, I absolutely love them. It's one of my favorite genres to play. Now we can take Vengeful Spirit. Okay, we've immediately gone the wrong way. Again, as you would imagine. Yeah, I've played when I actually was in the mood to play like Divinity and stuff. It was because I was playing with friends, and that is where I think Baldur's Gate really shines is the non-solo experience. And I think that anything is fun when you're doing it with friends and stuff when it comes to games, and up to a certain extent, I mean. And in a game like Baldur's Gate 3, like I absolutely wholeheartedly recommend playing it with friends if you're kind of like me and you're kind of like, oh, this is going pretty slow. Like at least with Skyrim, and I've talked about how I'm not a big fan of open world games either, like single player or open world games, just because like I get to the point where I hit a wall and I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore in the game. I know that there's like this overarching quest that I need to be doing, but like I couldn't really figure it out and I don't care anymore. And at least with Skyrim though, like there's still action. Like there's like I can just go out and just fight random things, you know, and that's to me is what makes it fun. But with Baldur's Gate, it's pretty, even though it's not open world, I wouldn't say it's linear, but like you're gonna see the same NPCs, you know, maybe they have a couple of different reactions and stuff, or like depending on who's in your party. But the combat part, that would be one thing, but if the combat was like enjoyable, then I'd probably give it a pass, because like I don't mind turn-based strategy games. I mean, I love XCOM. But the thing is for me is that like I also have like absolute garbage RNG luck, as everyone knows, and whenever like I have to redo the same encounter over and over and over again just because like it's either that or restart your game and try to take another crack at it, I lose interest very quickly when I get screwed by RNG. Like there's early on, this isn't a spoiler. I'm not gonna say anything spoiler wise because I didn't go much past this. But early on, there's like an early dungeon that you have to do in Baldur's Gate. That's I think pretty much required to do. And I kid you not, probably about an hour and 45 minutes on the same encounter, because half the time whenever the encounter would start, I'd get really low initiative rolls, and the NPCs, the enemy mobs would just like throw a couple fire bombs and nuke us down before I could even do anything. But, like, that's not fun to me. Like, if a game is gonna beat me, I want it to beat me like because either I lost, like either I misplayed, or like I just got outplayed. Not like, hey, we get to just nuke your entire party before you can do anything. That's not fun to me, you know. So now, granted, I will say that I was probably going in undermanned and underprepared because it's the first time I ever played the game, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But that, like, if the combat is frustrating and it combined with the fact that like it's a very heavy narrative-driven experience, I'm probably out. And even though Baldur's Gate is garnering a lot of praise and a lot of people already calling it Game of the Year and stuff, it's just not for me, I don't think. Second seed, 7 X-Ray, 9 Hotel, 1 Foxtrot Hotel Yankee. Welcome to the Baldur's Gate 3 podcast, everybody. No, like it's seriously a well-crafted game. The voice acting is excellent. The animation is awesome. The graphics are amazing. It really is it is a good, immersive, complete, total package of a D&D experience that you would want from a video game. It's probably not for me. At least not solo anyway. I am playing in a campaign with my buddies offline, off stream, and it's been fun. It's been enjoyable. But the longevity of my attention span for a game like that is extremely limited. Just being honest. Like I'd probably rather soon go back to Diablo 4 than Baldur's Gate 3 on my own anyway. With a bag of crafting here, which is definitely something. The wooden nickel. Okay. We'll get the booster pack. Booster pack. Not a whole lot of hearts. The reverse world card, which is going to give us at least a crawl space here. We can actually slurp up all of these. Bag of crafting, see what we get. Shoot the whoop, which is actually like 1,000,000 times better than bag of crafting. Euthanasia would be nice, but unfortunately we cannot get it. So I'm down with Shoop the Whoop though. I'm down with the Shoop. Get up, come on, get down with the Shoop the Whoop. Get up, come on, get down with the Shoop the Whoop. Disturbed is a band that like they've got songs that like I really enjoy. And then I get to the point where I don't enjoy listening to them anymore. Like it comes in waves, you know. In a way, you can say that Disturbed for me is they're the pancakes of music. You know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, like this is what I mean. The dumbest sentence I think I've ever said in my life. Not the pancake thing. The if you know what I mean, this is what I mean. What I mean by that is, like, you know, you think about pancakes, you think about hot dogs and that sort of thing. It's an old Mitch Hedberg reference, and it's like, you know, it's like they sound like a great idea at first, and then you have them, and then all of a sudden you're just instantly sick of them. That's kind of how I am with Disturbed. They're the pancakes of music. Like, oh yeah, this song's great. Oh man, this song's rocking. This is a great song too. Like Down with the Sickness. Freaking Liberate, and you know, all the like, oh god, like yeah, sing it, David, sing it. And then after a certain point you get to a level of, wow, I do not like Disturbed anymore. It sounds super samey. And you can say that about any band, really. I mean, you can say it about Metallica, I guess. Metallica is not infallible by any stretch of the imagination. People think that, you know, just because they're my favorite band, like I'm just a simp for them, and the answer is that's not true at all. There are many different tracks by Metallica that I'm just not a fan of. I'm gonna use the strength card. Oh, never mind. I thought I was gonna, for some reason, fill the bone heart, but no. Metallica has quite a few tracks I'm just not a fan of at all. But overall, they're definitely my favorite band. The band I've listened to the most by far. And definitely the band I've seen the most live by far as well. Really? That's a surprising revelation that Secret Room is not there. Been on 99 cents for a very long time. Looks like we're playing Tainted Keeper. On the charge beggar there, that is going to give us a more than average amount of devil deal chance for a regular beggar. Yeah, the secret room's right there. It is not. Wow. Did I know that? Wow, that's actually super surprising. Hang on, now I've... Okay, yeah, I should have known that, but oh no, it's here. It's here. Now that I see this room, I know it's there. Especially after us like trying 2 other walls. Yeah, that should have been a little bit more obvious. Stopwatch kind of screwed me up a little bit there. Super secret room is to the left of here. Pretty much guaranteed. Rotten Hearts. Still looking for the item room, or item shop, I should say, because obviously 99 cents. We gotta have something to spend this money on. We don't have money equals power, so 9 volt's gonna allow us to use Shoop to Whoop in pretty much every single room, which is real nice. I'm drowsy. Now we could take the glowing hourglass as well, but I think that in every room Shoop to Whoop is fine by me. And again, our damage really is not great. We still have yet to get an actual damage upgrade in this entire run. That's not an exaggeration. The only reason why our damage has gone up currently is because we have Bloody Lust. And we are still not going to have a damage upgrade. If we're having spectral tiers, like something like Ouija board would certainly be really, really valued right now. If you're wondering how come we didn't take any damage going, oh wow, we didn't take damage going in or out of the curse room. If you're wondering, that's because of Conehead. Conehead can sometimes nullify the entire curse room effect. It's very rare you see it doing in and out of the curse room, but it does happen occasionally. Ooh. Our second syringe item there. And had we been able to get Euthanasia, we would have had Spun, which would have been an actual damage upgrade. Oh, crazy, right? Ooh. When party's Leben bad. Keeper's Sack would be an amazing pickup. And yes, we could have taken Void for damage, and looking back on it, I probably should have taken Void, but at this point I just kind of want to see like if we're just straight up just not going to get any damage upgrade. Kind of like one of those, like, you know, one of those Invicta things where I'm just like, I take an unnecessarily stupid route just to prove something to nobody. To prove it to myself that I can do it, you know. It's like, it's going back to Diablo 4. It's kind of like the Diablo 4 thing. Like, for whatever reason, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this the hard way and level up to 100 before they buff XP. No particular reason other than just to say that I did it. And I don't know what that makes me. I don't know if that makes me someone who enjoys a challenge or someone who's an idiot. Because a day after, actually 2 days after I hit 100 on Diablo, they buffed XP. The point where I could have probably done it in half the time that I did. Blood Clot still does not give us a damage upgrade. This is a classic Tech 1 run, though. Get Blood Oath. Blood Oath. I don't know how we're actually hitting that golden poop because we don't have spectral tiers, but this is Isaac. It's buggy. An aspect about the game that not a lot of people wish to either explore or even admit to themselves, but Isaac is a buggy game. There's a lot of things that happen in Isaac that's just like, it's unstable too. I mean, Isaac, anyone who says that Isaac doesn't crash, you probably don't play a whole lot, or you don't have a lot of things unlocked. Because Isaac is a very unstable game. I wouldn't say it's the most unstable game in the world, but it's far from perfect. It's far from crash proof, let's put it that way. Get another Steam sale, so that's good. And do at least want to go see what's in our item room, although I have a feeling that the game's probably going to make me go all the way around to the west. I don't know. Take that back. Get Candy Heart. A Candy Heart plus Blood Oath would be good. Would be. It would give us damage. I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because I'm stubborn. Maybe that's what I am. Maybe I'm just stubborn. I am a Taurus after all. Ooh. I'm unnecessarily stubborn at times. 75%. We failed another 75%. Congrats, everyone. We did it. High five, high five. On God, FR, FR, no cap. How does he do it? How does he do it? A cool card. I'm just gonna use the Hierophant card right now, just because probably not gonna come back over here. If there's a Temperance Machine, though, we can get some damage. And there is. Of course, we don't care about the money because we haven't needed money in quite a while. Got some tier effects here. If we end up picking up some red hearts, we could potentially get some permanent stat ups from Candy Heart, and that would be our first ever damage upgrade in this run. And wouldn't that be funny? Through 1.5 entire runs, we finally get a damage upgrade through picking up a red heart. These 2 Candy Hearts. Yep, there it is. Isn't that fun, everybody? Range upgrade. Very useful for our I know we haven't been to the item room. I know we haven't been to the store, but whatever. Let's be honest, the boss rush is not going to be worth taking anyway, so. Take the Polaroid, grab that. And there's no way to get Dark Prince's crown and Lord of the Pit here. I'm going to take both anyway, but there's no way to activate one without the other. Yeah, Mushroom is not great. Yeah. Hey, at least I knew my boss rush pool. We knew that that wasn't probably going to be worth it anyway. Now what we could have done is we could have theoretically taken Dark Prince's crown and then hurt ourselves down to 1 heart. But we'd have to go through all of our red hearts to do so. And or all of our soul hearts, I should say, to do so. And I'm not willing to use that many hearts. Now the only problem is that we've given up our literal only means of damage upgrades now. And the rock right next to the door. Full hearts, unfortunately. Of course, it doesn't really matter because we have Shoop-Doo, but we also have the wafer, which is going to essentially double all of our hearts. Ooh. It would have been nice to have gotten some really, really powerful damage upgrades here, but what can you do? You know, we're making use of what the game gave us. Sometimes that's the challenge of Isaac. Sometimes just being able to get through the worst that the game can throw at you is enough. And Lord knows we see that all the time, especially with TM Trainer. Let's see if we can use this Awaz rune somewhere. That counts as art, right? Yeah. Now, if we use the strength card, we will be able to activate Dark Prince's crown for that entire room. So, if we need just a really huge damage upgrade, we can summon one out of the depths of 1 Heartsville. We'll grab Monkey Paw just in case. Gonna be a really, really cold day in hell that we ever lose with the wafer, though. The amount of versatility and safety that the wafer gives you is just unparalleled. I mean, there's no other item in the game that can give you such a defensive advantage than the wafer. You could argue like Holy Mantle, but once you get hit once, Holy Mantle's gone. The wafer just halves all the damage. And, yeah. We haven't really been lollygagging on this run either. It's moving a little bit slower just because we just don't have the, well, going in every single dead end possible, of course. That's just par for the course. But also not getting any damage upgrades really kind of shows that, like, yeah, we've got great tier effects. We've got a good foundation of a run. We just never got any damage upgrades whatsoever. Like, we've got good DPS. We just don't have good damage. And, you know, foregoing the effect of Deadeye may have been a mistake, but I still stand by the idea of taking Tech 1. Tech 1 is just too good not to have. It straight up is just too good not to have. And you also have to remember, you know, canceling out the negative effects, most of the negative effects anyway, of Fruitcake is also a pretty important point to make if you're looking for safety. Now, if you're looking for fun and stuff, then yeah, sure, don't cancel out Fruitcake. You can have all the crazy, wacky, wild tier effects that you want, and you know, and go at it. Just don't be coming crying home to Papa whenever you get hit by an Ipecac shot that kills you. That's going to be today's question of the episode, everybody. Remember, the most upvoted episode, or comments on this episode, will be read. The top 3, anyway, will be read next week, next Monday. Today's question is going to be, what is, in your opinion, the most dangerous tier effect in the game? Is it Ipecac? Is it Explosivo? Is it Firemind? Is it something else that I'm not thinking of? Post them in the comments down below. Would love to read them and hear your opinion on that. What is the most, in your opinion, the most dangerous tier effect in the entire game? And if you're asking me, do I count Epic Fetus and Dr. Fetus? The answer is yes. I would count those as tier effects because they change the way that your tiers have an effect. Hence, tier effect. Wow. I'm going to stick with the strength card, but we could use this card in here. Maybe get a Tenant Rock or 2. Get 1. And it got us 1 singular soul heart. I mean, there's like other rooms we could have used that in, but whatever, man. Whatever. We're just having fun now towards the end of the episode. A very slow burn here on this episode, but had a lot of chances to talk about some stuff, you know, this classics Invicta episode where we don't really talk a whole lot about the game because honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about. And we got taken directly to Isaac. And you know what? That's enough for me. I will forego my strength card to get done with this floor faster. And hey, look at that. We actually activate a Dark Princess Crown, so that works for everybody. I don't want to take the experimental pill in the off chance that it might give us an HP upgrade. The damage upgrade that we're going to get from Dark Princess Crown is far superior to anything that any lowly experimental treatment could offer us. And we're going to get that HP container right now. And again, I just want to say thank you, everybody who has been taking part in the episodic questions of the episode. Comments down below. It's been a great help, and you know, I beat on the same drum every week. And I'll continue to do that because it's my way of just saying I acknowledge your efforts, and you know, and I just want to let you all know that it helps out greatly. It's been making a tangible difference in the channel for the engagement, for the growth of the channel, and you know, it is a team effort. I can't do it alone. And thank you all very much for doing that because it sure helps out a heck of a lot. But the Mosh Pit is the greatest. The greatest community. I couldn't ask for a better community. Could ask for some more damage upgrades though. Even with Dark Princess Crown, this damage is not fantastic. DPS went up obviously because we break the tiers cap easily, but yeah. I almost hit that Demon Judgment, as that would have been very unwise. Unless there's more hearts on the floor, which I guess there are, but all right, here's the south side of the map, everybody. Now that we're here, we can go check out the rest of the map. All right, here we are on the west side of the map. Now we can go to the real side, where the boss is, after we've gone everywhere else. How does he do it? Here's the north side of the map, everybody. Now that we've been over here, we can finally go to the correct side. The only other place we haven't been to. It's obviously going to be the only way to go. My God. How does he do it? The good thing about taking damage here is that we are gaining damage, so, you know. There we go. We don't care. We don't care about damage. So thank you for watching, everyone. Remember, what is in your opinion, the most dangerous tier effect in all of Isaac? Post them in the comments down below. The top 3 comments get read on next Monday's episode. And thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some pages of mine like Newborn God, Jeremy Hansen, and Medic Wolf. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.